friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm excited to bring to you guys some of my best beach hacks for when you're taking your toddler and your baby or your baby to the beach. Some of the things that I think are super duper important to include in your beach bag. And Emma apparently believes so too. She'll be joining us here for the video. I want to note that all the tips that I'll be giving today, I'm going to show you clips at the end of the video when we're actually at the beach tomorrow, and I'll show you how we actually like put all the things to play, because some things are a little bit harder to explain, so it's probably better if I just show you, but all those clips will be at the end of the video. If you are planning on taking a trip to the beach and you just want to get a couple pointers on things that I think are super duper important to bring with you, then you'll want to keep on watching. So like I said, Emma's going to be here joining us. She was supposed to take a nap, but she decided she wasn't going to take a nap today. So she's here with us. So if you hear her, that's her, you know. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to need, obviously, is a very good beach bag. So I actually got this one for free. I forget how, but I did, and it is amazing. It is super duper sturdy. It's that canvas kind of material, and it's like ginormous. So it has tons of space, and this is really nice because the material allows you to just kind of like dust off the sand from the outside, which is really nice. So I really recommend a nice beach bag. I will say I think I want to upgrade to like maybe something that's a little bit more waterproof. I just ran into like 1 or 2 times where I just thought, if the water were to like hit this, yeah, all my stuff would go with. So that's the only downside. I do love this bag, and I love that it was just given to me, and I've kept it because it's so awesome. But I think a waterproof beach bag would be really nice. So now to put inside of it, so I like to put all of my items in separate Ziploc bags. So I'll use the big gallon sized bags, and in there it'll be like diapers and wipes, and then another big gallon sized bag will be for a change of clothes for Emma, one for Dallin. So just keeping everything separate, because if one thing gets wet or sandy, it's not going to cause everything else to get wet and sandy. So I love that the bags are also clear, so you can easily see what's inside. So I'll show you guys when the beach bag is all assembled and stuff, how I like to organize and put the majority of things all in their own baggies. So anyway, so that's big tip: use Ziploc bags. Ziploc bags are your friend. The next thing that I think is super duper important is obviously sunscreen. So you want to keep your babies obviously protected from the sun, you yourself, but you know, we're talking about the babies. So a couple things. So I don't like to do it before we leave the house. I normally do the sunscreen like lotion. Emma, sorry. She wanted to take the camera. So I do like to do lotion, but I will put this on like when we park and we get ready to go to the beach. Emma. So I like to use the lotion, the sunscreen lotion, when we get out of the car. So we normally, because we don't live too far from the beach, we just drive there and we kind of make a day out of it. So it's like, what, 30-40 minutes from here. But when we get to the car, or when we get there and we get out of the car, I'd like to lather them up in sunscreen lotion, because Dallin, for example, once we get to the beach, controlling him and not making him wait to get into the water is a little bit more difficult. So I'd rather just be prepared. I'm done. He's got lotion on, and then I can focus on other things, you know, and then Tyler can take Dallin down to the beach or whatever. So anyways, I like to just use sunscreen lotion when we first get there, before anyone touches any sand or anything, because you can really rub it in and get all the lotion in. So then to reapply while you're there occasionally, I recommend the spray kind, just because that way you're not rubbing in the sand and it's kind of like scratchy. Obviously it's like sandpaper, so don't do that. So I like to just use the spray. I'll just spray him down repeatedly over the day. That way he keeps getting protection. And for the face, Dallin, I don't think he minds too much the spray on the face, but Emma, for example, I like to just use like the stick kind of, let's see if the stick kind, because then you'll just use this and you just like rub it on, and you can just put it on easily without making like a big mess on the face. So I know it's a lot, but all three are really useful, and I think it's worth it to bring all of them if you have space. If not, probably just the lotion, I think, or the spray. Probably just a spray, but it's harder to get it on their face. So, you know, you do you. I remember when I was little, I used to just spray it on my hand, and then you could just put it on your face. But if you have the space, having a variety can come in handy. Okay, so the next thing, which unfortunately I don't have here, I don't know where it went, but is baby powder. Baby powder is amazing to take sand off. So when the babies are covered in sand, or when you're like at the car ready to go and you're just like covered in sand, baby powder, spray, like powder that on, wipe it off, and it comes off super duper easily. So I really recommend having baby powder in along with whatever bag you're putting your sunscreen in. It's a really good thing to add into there as well. Okay, so since we're talking about like, you know, getting the sand off and everything, so depending on what you're doing after your beach day, so for us, since we live by the boardwalk, we normally will go to the beach and then like to go and like walk on the boardwalk. One of the things that I hate the most is feeling like all that salt, it's like sticky salt all over you if you decided to go into the ocean. So what I recommend is getting like gallons of water and filling them just with regular tap water. So save your empty gallons and keeping them in the car, because then when you get back to the car and you're like trying to change or whatever, if there are no showers where you're going, sometimes there's showers, which is awesome, but if you don't have a shower, then you can just use some of the water to kind of rinse off and get that salt off. It just makes you feel a million times better, especially for the little ones, you know. It's just a lot better. So if where you're going you don't have showers, definitely just get like an empty water gallon thing, fill it up with some water, and then when you get back to the car, after dusting off all the sand, then you can kind of rinse off with some clean water and get all of that salt off. It's really helpful. So now let's talk about bathing suits. So of course the cutest bathing suits are like these little onesie kind of things, and we got the little one sleeve thing. So we bought a couple of these, but let me tell you something I discovered. It is actually very annoying to change diapers in that, because you got to take the whole thing off, and if they're wet, it's all like, it's a whole thing. So I actually recommend, if you're gonna be at the beach or the pool for a long time, consider getting like a two-piece. So here we have this little like t-shirt thing. It is super duper cute, and we have her little bottoms. So this is a lot easier to change a diaper in, because then you just got to take off the bottom piece and then change the diaper, and it's a lot easier to do that way. So depending on what you're doing, you know, definitely consider possibly doing a two-piece as opposed to like one of these. They're still super cute, you know, obviously, but as one is just a little bit more practical. So I would recommend using a two-piece. It's a lot easier. So using a bathing suit that has you know, like a little top like this with some sleeves, or some even with like long sleeves, is a lot better for them, because you can protect them from the sun, and it also helps in case you forget to apply sunscreen quick enough. Like, you know, they're protected because they have some of the shirts, and they have some adorable ones for little boys also. I like to get my bathing suits at, from Shein. Shein has a lot of really cute bathing suits for kids. So I really recommend them. I've used them for Dallin as a toddler, and then also for Emma as a baby right now, and I think they're great. Like, the material is really nice, and I haven't had any issues with them, so Shein is a pretty good choice. Talking about baby swimwear and everything, a hat, obviously. So you're gonna need a little hat. I love these that have the little clasp, or not the clasp, the Velcro, the little band at the bottom, because that way when she tries to pull it off, it won't come off and it won't fly off. So these are really nice. I also had one for Dallin when he was little that had like a little, almost like a extra protective layer cloth in the back, so it kind of protected like hit the back of his neck and his ears and stuff. So that was really nice. I can't find one like that for Emma that I like, but so far I've had this one and it's worked really well. I think because she's still little, so this is big enough to cover all of that area, but you definitely want a hat to protect your little heads. So also to pack in your beach bag, if you're nursing, you want a very airy, very nice nursing cover up if you use one. So I just like to take like a really light muslin blanket and just kind of drape it over, and you can just take the ends and like tie it behind your neck, and then that way with the wind it won't be blowing away. Obviously you'd also bring in your diapers and wipes, and you put that in a little baggie. I like I said at the beginning, I like using those Ziploc bags, so I'll put diapers, wipes, and just in case I also add a little container of like Desitin or any other kind of diaper rash cream, just in case, because you never know. So I put that in there as well. Something else I really like to pack is a fan. So this one is just one that clips onto the stroller. We got this at Disney like 2 years ago. But just any kind of like little fan is nice. Depending on how long you plan on being at the beach, there's a chance that your baby or your toddler might want to take a nap. So I found that a little fan can help keep them a little bit cooler. And then also even like you start getting a little hot, you can just use the fan, you know. So make sure if it's one of the rechargeable small fans, you bring an extra battery, or if it's like one of these, you bring extra like actual batteries, just to make sure that the awesome coolness of the fan doesn't end it very quickly. One of the other things I forgot to mention with kind of like the diapers and the wipes and all of that is a changing pad. So I'm gonna go into kind of the beach setup in a little bit, but something that I still like to bring just in case, because it can actually be used for a couple things since it is waterproof, is a changing pad. So these are obviously waterproof, so it doesn't matter if they get sandy or whatever, it'll be very easy to clean off. What's nice is if you don't want to do like a million Ziploc bags, I get it, then you can also put all of your diapers and wipes in here, kind of just close it up, and you have your own little pack that you can take with you, and you don't got to take your entire beach bag. You can just take this little bag, and it'll have just the diapers and wipes. That's 10. You can even put a change of clothes right in here, so when you need to change a diaper, if you're not going to change it at the beach or something, you can just take this whole little pack with you, and it's kind of nice. So definitely bring a changing pad because it can come in handy. So now let's talk about entertaining the littles. So for my boy, since he's almost 4 at this point, he will have a blast going into the ocean. He'll try and play with the sand and everything, so he can be kind of taken care of. He'll find a way to entertain himself. I still bring a couple toys, so some beach toys, just regular bucket, shovel, all of that. For my little girl, to keep her entertained, you want to try making a little mini like a kiddie pool or kiddie pond puddle, I don't know. Essentially you're gonna dig a little hole in the sand, and then you're just gonna drape the shower curtain on top, and then you can fill the hole with a little bit of water, so it just gives her a little bit of kind of like, I feel like she's also in the ocean, keeps her cool, and it just gives her a little extra time to play, because that's one of the biggest things for Emma, is keeping her entertained with something. So whether that's toys and then walking and all of this, so the more things you have to keep them entertained, it'll be a little bit more fun for me as well, if I can keep her entertained instead of having to like walk away and like do all the stuff. You know how it goes. But anyway, so this is one great way to keep them entertained. I also saw someone mention like a travel bouncer kind of thing. I don't have one like that, but that would be really awesome. Something maybe that you can fold up and just set up. It's really nice to keep them entertained. But yes, the other thing that's awesome are, I'm gonna take this from Emma real quick, but just like little kind of bath toys. I like ones that you can clean out easily. The last thing you want to do is get sand in all these difficult places, and then you got sand forever. One thing that we really like, I used to use this on its own, but now we have a kind of a different setup, but this still can come super duper in handy, and it's never a bad idea to bring it. So the actual thing is downstairs, but it's kind of big and annoying, so I'm just bringing you the baggie. So if you can see here, it's this little like canopy covered area, a tent. It's almost like a tent. So what is it? Pop-up tent, a sunshade pop-up tent. But this thing is big. This one is 4 feet wide. This is awesome for a nap. So if you don't want to do a whole setup, like I'll show you in a second, if you just want to have a little area for your little one to be able to like sit down, lay down, and take a nap, covered in the shade, not in the sand, like this is super, super awesome. So I totally recommend having one of these. You can also use this when you go outside. So there's been times that we've taken this outside when Dallin's playing. We just set this up, and then Emma can play in the shade and not directly like on the dirt. This one's even, what is it, UPF 50? So this is pretty dang awesome. I really recommend getting one of these. It'll come in handy for even more than just the beach. So this is really nice. One thing that is super awesome, and I unfortunately don't have it with me because it's already in the car, we always just keep it in the car, is a fitted sheet. This is one of those things you'll probably want to wait until the end to see exactly what I mean. But the fitted sheet, you're gonna lay it down on the sand and then use 4 different things, whether it's your beach bag and then your cooler and then maybe another bag and something else on the 4 corners to kind of hold it up. And now you just essentially created this like little pocket because it'll have sides. The sides help protect from the sand coming in. Like I said though, with Dallin, I mean, there's no guarantee that he won't just like jump in completely sandy, but at least he tried. So the little sides can help protect, like for example, Emma, if we want to put her down and she can just roll around and play in that, she's gonna love that. In order to help protect that sand doesn't go into your little set up blanket, you can try using a bucket. So set a bucket with water outside of your fitted sheet fortress. So you'll set up the bucket with like a little towel. So when you walk up to the sheet, you can just step in the bucket, rinse off your feet, step onto the towel, and then you can step inside of the fitted sheet. That way you can also help protect sand not getting into the fitted sheet area and really keep it nice and clear for the baby. So obviously we like to pack a cooler. We always like to bring extra water, some treats like fruit is really nice. You can freeze it the night before, so that way when you get to the beach, even if it's a little bit, you know, thawed out, it's still like a super refreshing snack. But yeah, so those are some of my essentials for when we go to the beach. Like I said, I'm going to include clips of us actually at the beach using all of these tips and tricks, and I can show you a little bit more clearly what I mean. But yeah, so I hope that I gave you guys a tip or a trick to help you guys the next time you guys go to the beach with your baby or your toddler. If you guys did get a tip or trick from this video that you think you'll be implementing the next time you go to the beach, make sure you give the video a thumbs up and you consider subscribing to join my little family here, where we do videos all about like motherhood, homemaking, lifestyle, everything around that. So I hope you guys will decide to stick around. But like I said, wait till the end of the video and I'll show you guys some clips of us at the beach. So I'm gonna just let you guys go. I'll see you guys over there.